I saw an interview with you and Jedi, and you guys were talking about, your dry fire program and how that like really took you from low level shooting to like just in a really short amount of time, it sounded like, to being, are you a master? What is your
Yeah.
master level USPSA?
Yeah, I'm a master class production shooter in USPSA and master class in carry. I don't remember what I'm master class in IDPA also. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, and it's Scott and I used to joke all the time about who sold more books for Steve Anderson's dry fire
Yeah.
program, him or
Is
me.
that how
But
you started?
yeah, it's Steve Anderson's, but I definitely think Scott's really the guy. He teaches, I think, almost every day out of the year. I mean, the guy is
Yeah.
constantly on the road. But yeah,
Yeah.
so Scott and I are huge advocates of dry fire. And I think that's something that people really don't put enough effort or time into is dry fire. Everybody wants to get out and shoot, and the way I look at it now is that live fire to me is a qualifier of where I'm at in my dry fire. So I use that dry fire to get faster and faster and faster. And then I use the live fire to make sure that everything on my times have gotten faster. And of course, obviously my accuracy. And the other interesting thing is, people always want to see like, where am I shooting
Mhm.
when I'm dry firing? Well, that's what your eyes and sights are for. So if you're using sights, you should be seeing a good sight picture. If you're using a dot, your dot should be where you're aiming at on the target, and that is your confirmation right there when you're dry firing. And that's another thing.
Mhm.
People have to be brutally honest with themselves when they do that.
That's what I was just gonna say,
Um,
yeah.
and they're not. And a lot of times people they want to bring out, technology and different gadgets. But I look at it as if you have anything where you see a dot or you see something on the target that's not going to be on your gun in live fire, then you're doing yourself a disservice because now you're not focusing on what you should be focusing on. If you're looking at the target and you're bringing the dot up or from maybe a red dot, then the only thing you should be really seeing is that red dot in the alpha or the down zero of the target that you're aiming at. If you're
Mhm.
looking at a dot and it's not on the target, from a laser or something like that, now you're not looking at your target. You're looking at that laser.
Mhm.
Same thing with the iron sights. If you're and some folks I've heard them say, well, I line the laser up so I can't see it if my sights are perfect. It's like, well, you have peripheral vision, you're going to see it, which takes away from your focus of looking where you need to look. People are just not quite as they don't understand how much eye speed and your vision affects your shooting, but it's
Mhm.
significant. I've done a couple exercises where there's some great exercise. You can see different exercises out there for building eye speed and stuff like that. You can do some research. There's even strings that come with little balls, and you look at them and focus from near to far and stuff like that. But I have taken, and I've had other people do it too, where they'll take certain drills, they'll shoot a drill live, and then they'll do this some extra eye exercises and do the same drill, and they'll take maybe half a second to a second off of that drill just by doing that focus on
You're
their
kidding.
yeah, because it's that
Wow.
important, and people they just don't realize how much that affects their ability to shoot. Eye speed and vision is huge. Obviously, the basics, getting the basics down and stuff like that, it's something that
Mhm.
people need to focus on.
Mhm.
I think, initially, but if people are trying to get better and become, quicker, they're going to try to move their muscles quicker and their gun quicker when the reality is they need to move their eyes quicker.